Breakfast is not only the most important meal of the day, but also the main reason why we wake up in the morning. No matter how we feel, food is always there to turn a bad day into a good one. You might think that you know everything about your best friend, the chocolate, but you'll be surprised to learn that you are not eating it the right way. Make sure you watch this video until the end to know what a commercial reveals about Toblerone. If you love food as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe, and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today we're showing you 10 foods you've been eating wrong. Strawberries. There is a great reason why we love strawberries. It is the most romantic fruit in the world. You just need a chocolate fondue with your partner, and you can turn one boring night into one of the most wonderful dates ever. You might think that they are your favorite berries, but you would be wrong. That's because strawberries are not actually berries, no matter what we call it. People came up with the name before we actually knew what a berry was. But botanically speaking, a berry has 3 different layers: the outer skin, the fleshy middle, and the inner part, which holds the seeds. It also needs to have more than one seed. So technically, bananas, eggplants, and oranges are berries. The blueberry is the only fruit that was named properly. So how do we eat it? Most people would just slice down the leafy end or pull it with their fingers. But there is actually a much better way to do it to make sure you eat as much fruit as possible. The only thing you'll need is a straw. Insert it into the strawberry nose first and keep pushing until it pushes the leaves through the other end. Maybe this is why we call it a strawberry. This fruit had been telling you how to eat it for all this time. Tic Tac. You might think that eating a Tic Tac was a really simple task. You could carry them anywhere with you, and you just had to open this little container to let a tiny mint fall in your hand and eat it to have fresh breath. The only difficult thing to do was making sure that your friends didn't see that you were eating one. When they noticed you, they immediately asked for one too, and you were left with nothing in this container way too soon. But next time, you'll be able to distract your friends with some fun facts about Tic Tac instead. Did you know that they are not the 1.5 calorie breath mint anymore? The company started using the tagline in 1980, but it was abandoned recently because their size has increased slightly. If you look at the nutrition facts, you'll learn that there are actually now 1.9 calories in them. So now you can make a joke and tell your friends that it will be bad for their diet. But if you want to show them something more interesting, tell them how to eat these little mints. If you look under the flap at the top of the container, you'll see something that will allow you to extract a single breath mint in one easy move. The company didn't publicize it in the advertisements, but we think that it is probably not there for nothing. It's worth a try. Ketchup. Fries are the most wonderful vegetable in the world, and ketchup is the best fruit that we need to eat it. So technically, we could say that we're eating a salad when we go to a fast food restaurant. But some people just became crazy and started using ketchup everywhere. They eat cereals with ketchup instead of milk, they serve rice with ketchup, and they think that ketchup sandwiches are delicious. We do think that this tomato sauce tastes really good. However, there is one thing that makes everyone crazy, no matter how sane you are. It is when there is not enough ketchup left in the bottle to easily pour some in your hamburger. It just keeps making fart noises and everyone feels awkward. But don't worry, we have some tips for you. First, you can put the bottle upside down in the fridge, so it will be easier to use. But if you're at the restaurant and the waitress hands you a bottle with all the ketchup stuck at the bottom, there is one thing you can do. Tap the number 57 on the bottleneck to make the ketchup pour more quickly. And do you want to know how to put more ketchup into these little cups too? All you have to do is expand them to make them bigger, and you will be able to have as much ketchup as you want. Apples. Everyone likes apples. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of people who would say that it is their favorite fruit. Some people might say that it's because they're too normal and we're used to eating them. But we think that this fruit deserves much more admiration. After all, they are the reason why apple pie exists, and they are part of fun party games. They are even the most famous fruits, as they had a bad reputation in the Bible, fell on Newton's head, and almost ended the life of a Disney princess. And if you love apples, you'll be happy to hear that there are a lot of different fruits that you can eat. There are more than 2,500 varieties of apples grown in the United States. If you ate one apple a day, it would take you nearly 7 years to eat one of each kind. And there are more than 7,500 varieties of apples in the whole world, so you will need more than 20 years to eat them. However, you need to make sure that you properly eat them. When you simply start by the middle and eat all around the core, you're wasting 30% of the fruit. The best way to eat them is to start by the bottom and to eat the whole fruit. So yes, that means you can actually eat the core. Chinese takeaways. Chinese takeaways are one of the best things to eat when you're too lazy to cook and you're tired of ordering pizzas. It comes with a lot of variety, it makes you feel a little exotic, and the warmth of the food is always comforting. We wouldn't think of a better meal to eat alone on a Sunday night. However, don't think that Chinese takeaways have anything to do with China. What they eat in this country is actually really different, and we know that real Chinese food is actually much better than what we usually eat in America. Instead of a wonton soup, try to order a shrimp dumpling soup. It tastes much better. You can also try scallion pancakes instead of the deep-fried egg rolls, or Peking duck instead of General Tso's chicken. But the best thing to do if you can afford it is actually traveling to China and discovering all the delicious meals you can eat there. But if you can only afford to eat Chinese takeouts because you don't have enough time or money to travel, there is something that you need to know. When you unfold the takeout box, you can turn it into a plate. All you need is a pair of chopsticks, and you're ready to eat that delicious American sesame chicken. Bananas. If you listen carefully to this video, you know that bananas are actually berries. We all love this delicious fruit, but unfortunately, we never have enough time to eat them. You buy them when they're green, you wait a few days, you finally have time to eat one perfect banana, and 2 minutes after, they are all brown. No matter what, we think that the wait is worth it, and we keep buying these berries. Anyway, they taste great in banana and chocolate muffins even when they are brown. But if you want to peel one properly, many people think that you would have to look at monkeys. However, you will be surprised to hear that wild monkeys do not eat bananas. This is nothing but a myth. The bananas that we eat are actually a domesticated fruit. Wild monkeys never see bananas unless they live near humans. These animals do eat fruits, but too many bananas would actually be bad for their health because they have lots of calories and contain much more sugar. So this whole story is nothing but a total fabrication. But that's not a reason not to eat bananas properly. The first thing that you have to do is to turn the fruit upside down. Then you can peel it from the side without the stem. It will be a little easier to eat this way. Soda cans. We know that we shouldn't drink too many of this, but we just can't resist. All these little bubbles and the sugar are perfect to give us a boost of energy, and we have to admit that the delicious taste also has something to do with that. Anyway, the first choice that we have at the restaurant when we are not drinking alcohol is to order a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola. Unfortunately, it is not the best choice for our body, even though our taste buds wouldn't agree. Usually, sugar should make up less than 10% of the total energy intake per day, and it is even recommended getting it down as low as 5%, which is equivalent to 25 grams of sugar per day. However, there are 9 spoons of sugar per each 330 milliliter serving of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. This means that with one drink, you already ate more sugar than what you need in one day. If you're looking for something sweet, orange juice would be a better alternative. But first, you need to know how to use the can, no matter what you're drinking. Once you pop a soda can tab, you can spin it around and use it as a perfect straw holder. But next time, make sure that you think about eating something that's a little bit healthier. Cupcakes. If there is one thing that can turn a bad day into a beautiful one, it is a cupcake. Everyone is happy when they see a cupcake, unless you have to buy it and realize that it cost way too much for these 2 bites. But no matter what, we think that a smile is priceless. So we'll buy one anyway. A cupcake tastes just like a cake, but it's even cuter. And that's what makes it one of the most wonderful tiny things in the world. But do you know where it actually comes from? In the Middle Ages, a cake was a flat round of bread, baked hard on both sides. It is not until the 19th century that the first cupcakes were created. People gave them this name because they were baked in cups and made from ingredients measured by the cupful. And nowadays, they have become so popular that the world record for cupcake eating is 72 in 6 minutes. But there is one thing that we didn't understand through all these years, and it is how to properly eat a cupcake. No matter what we do, there is always frosting all over our face. That's why you need to cut the bottom of the cake in half, put it at the top, and turn it into a sandwich. It's not as cute as it was before, but at least you'll look better eating it. Pistachios. We can't keep ourselves from eating snacks, so at least we'll eat something healthy. And no, we are not talking about that delicious pistachio ice cream, but the pistachio itself. We always think that it is worth it at the end, and this is why we keep opening just one more pistachio. Actually, they are so good that they even inspired the pistachio principle, which allows us to become more satisfied with our food choices. That's because seeing the pistachios in the shells makes us think that we are eating more food. Moreover, looking at the empty shells to see how many pistachios you already ate will make you eat less. If you give people pistachios with shells and other people pistachios with no shells, The first one will eat fewer pistachios. Or maybe that's just because they're too hard to open and they're just tired. But you'll be happy to hear that there is now one great tip that you can use to easily eat pistachios. Stop trying to open them with your hands until you break a fingernail. Just take an empty pistachio shell and use it to open the new one. Now you will have the chance to eat as many pistachios as you want in less time. Toblerone. Chocolate will always be there for us. Chocolate will never leave us. Chocolate will never cheat on us. And that is what makes it one of the best things in the world. We understand why this treat is so romantic. As soon as you eat a piece of chocolate, everything around you becomes more beautiful. And even if your partner leaves you, you will always have some chocolate to eat when you cry. If we could choose one brand of chocolate that we would be eating our entire life, it would be Toblerone. And we stared at it for so long that we actually noticed something special in the logo. If you look closely at it, you'll notice a bear in the mountain. That's because the chocolate was created in the Swiss capital of Bern, and a bear is featured on the coat of arms of the town. But let's just let this beautiful chocolate out of the package and eat it. But first, you will have to take a piece of chocolate in the right way. Instead of breaking off triangles by pulling it away from the rest of the bar, you need to push it closer to the other triangle. If you don't believe us, just look at the commercial to see how to do it properly. Is there any other food that most people have been eating wrong? Don't forget to tell us what it is in the comment section down below. We love to know what you think. And that's it for 10 foods you've been eating wrong. For more videos like this, make sure to watch 10 times people absolutely won the food lottery. Thanks for watching.